Crying is cleansing. There's a reason for tears, happiness, or sadness. This quote highlights the therapeutic nature of tears, suggesting that crying serves as a cleansing process, providing emotional relief, whether triggered by happiness or sadness. Tears are nature's lotion for the eyes. The eyes see better for being washed by them. This quote compares tears to a soothing balm for the eyes, conveying that tears can improve vision, both in the literal sense by cleansing the eyes and in a metaphorical sense by providing emotional clarity. There is a sacredness in tears. They are not the mark of weakness, but of power. They speak more eloquently than 10,000 tongues. They are the messengers of overwhelming grief, of deep contrition, and of unspeakable love. This quote suggests that tears are a natural and powerful expression of emotion. They can be a sign of sadness, joy, anger, or relief. They can also be a way to connect with others and to share our deepest feelings. Make the most of your regrets, never smother your sorrow, but tend and cherish it till it comes to have a separate and integral interest. To regret deeply is to live afresh. This quote suggests that regrets are a normal part of life. They can be painful, but they can also teach us valuable lessons. By facing our regrets and learning from them, we can grow and become better people. Tears come from the heart and not from the brain. This quote suggests that tears are a physical manifestation of our emotional state. They are not something that we can control consciously. They are a natural response to strong emotions, both positive and negative. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. This quote suggests that our deepest and most meaningful experiences are often those that are tinged with sadness. It is through these experiences that we learn and grow, and it is through them that we create the most beautiful and moving art. The sad truth is that opportunity doesn't knock twice. This quote suggests that opportunities are often fleeting. When they present themselves, it is important to seize them. If we wait too long, they may be gone forever. To have felt too much is to end in feeling nothing. This quote suggests that it is possible to become emotionally numb if we experience too much pain and suffering. This is a defense mechanism that protects us from being overwhelmed by our emotions. However, it can also prevent us from experiencing joy and other positive emotions. Sadness flies away on the wings of time. This quote suggests that sadness is a temporary emotion. Although it may feel like it will last forever, it will eventually pass. With time and healing, we can learn to cope with our sadness and move on with our lives. Every human walks around with a certain kind of sadness. They may not wear it on their sleeves, but it's there if you look deep. This quote suggests that everyone experiences sadness at some point in their lives. It is a normal and natural human emotion. While we may try to hide our sadness from others, it is important to remember that we are not alone. The rose and the thorn, and sorrow and gladness are linked together. This quote suggests that joy and sadness are two sides of the same coin. We cannot experience one without the other. Both emotions are important parts of the human experience. We never taste happiness in perfection. Our most fortunate successes are mixed with sadness. This quote suggests that pure happiness is fleeting. It is always accompanied by some degree of sadness, even if it is only a fleeting feeling of contentment. I seldom think about my limitations, and they never make me sad. Perhaps there is just a touch of yearning at times, but it is vague, like a breeze among flowers. This quote suggests that it is important to focus on our strengths and abilities, rather than our limitations. While it is normal to feel some sadness when we are unable to achieve our goals, it is important to remember that we are all limited in some way. We should not let our limitations define us. A teardrop on earth summons the King of Heaven. This quote suggests that when we are sad and cry, we are not alone. God is with us and hears our cries. It is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we are loved and cared for. Experiencing sadness and anger can make you feel more creative, and by being creative, you can get beyond your pain or negativity. This quote suggests that sadness and anger can be powerful emotions that can motivate us to create. When we express our emotions through creativity, we can process them and begin to heal. Sadness is also a kind of defense. This quote suggests that sadness can protect us from being hurt again. When we are sad, we are less likely to put ourselves in situations where we might be hurt. Sadness can also help us to learn from our mistakes and grow as people. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist. This quote suggests that it is sad to see a young person who has already given up on life. Pessimism can lead to hopelessness and despair. It is important for young people to have hope for the future and to believe in themselves. Your joys and sorrows. You can never tell them. You cheapen the inside of yourself if you do tell them. This quote suggests that it is important to keep some things private, especially our deepest emotions. When we share our joys and sorrows with others, we make ourselves vulnerable. It is important to choose carefully who we share our emotions with and to make sure that they are safe and supportive people. Delicious tears. The heart's own dew. This quote suggests that tears can be a release of emotion and can bring us relief. When we cry, we are allowing ourselves to feel our emotions fully. This can be a healthy way to process our emotions and to begin to heal. Do not make best friends with a melancholy sad soul. They always are heavily loaded, and you must bear half. This quote suggests that it is important to be careful who we choose as our closest friends. People who are always sad and negative can be a drain on our own emotional energy. It is important to have friends who are supportive and who can help us to see the bright side of life. We tell our triumphs to the crowds, but our own hearts are the sole confidants of our sorrows. This quote suggests that we often share our happy news with others, but we keep our sadness to ourselves. This is because it is easier to talk about our successes than our failures. However, it is important to remember that it is okay to be sad and to share our sadness with others.